Hey, so I just got back from seeing Knives Out, and it was really good. I really liked it. I thought that the cinematography was really good. For the most part, the writing was pretty good. So is the directing and the acting and all that. All the usual stuff. The plot did keep me on my toes. It didn't exactly head where I was expecting it to. There were some plot points where it got to it sooner than I was expecting. And it kind of caught me off guard in those places. And then there were other parts where I thought that they could have been done slightly better if they could have gone this other route, but I don't want to go into too much spoilers. I'm going to have the first part of this review be completely spoiler free, then I'll give a warning and then go into the spoilers. But for the spoiler free part, I thought that the cast was fun for the movie. I thought that the movie was pretty well paced for being over 2 hours, like 2 hours and 10 minutes, I think it was. It was frequently pretty funny, I thought. I mean, I was laughing more frequently than most in the theater, but like, people were still laughing pretty frequently, though people were laughing at different jokes and stuff. So, yeah. I thought it was pretty well written. I mean, I do like most of Ryan Johnson's stuff, and it was very entertaining. And I think everyone came out of it really liking it, and there's a lot to appreciate there as you're watching it unfold, and there's a lot of subtle details that you can pick up on that aren't as in your face as you would think. There's a lot that's easy to miss. Sorry, I don't feel good right now. I just came back from the movie, and I may not be in the ideal state for reviewing. Like, I've got a massive headache and stuff, so sorry if I seem a little out of it. Yeah, I'm not feeling 100%, but I'm just trying to get through this review. The opening scene reminded me of a Yorgos film, like The Lobster sign, which I thought was kind of odd. It felt like kind of a different movie with that opening. Just the cinematography and the music choice and everything. It felt very Yorgos esque. Michael Shannon gave me everything that I wanted from that performance. I was like, if he could just be like Al Pacino was in The Irishman, where he has at least one scene where he's just yelling at everyone, then that would make me very happy. Not only does he have one of those scenes, but he has a lot of them. And one of those scenes is about cookies, and that was my favorite scene of the movie without going into too many details. But the longer I sat and thought about that scene, the harder I laughed. It was like that one insult in mile 22 or mile 32 or whatever it's called, where John Malkovich called where John Malkovich called Mark Wahlberg, and I quote, a bipolar. Yeah, that. uh, yeah, the. What was it? I'm sorry, I'm losing track of what I'm gonna say. Oh, gosh. I had a lot of fun with the plot. It was very cheeky in how self-aware it was. It wasn't like meta humor or anything like that, but there were like references to like it felt like on the nose writing. Like it wasn't taking itself too seriously, but it was still pretty dramatic. Like it had its dramatic moments. Moments is not a word. It had dramatic moments, and like it could still take itself seriously. Yeah, like you could really emotionally connect with Andy Aramis. I think that's how you pronounce her name. Sorry if I got it wrong. She was really good in Blade Runner 2049, and she's really good here. Daniel Craig is a lot of fun as your typical detective guy, only with a southern accent here. It's kind of a lot to get used to, but still fun. There was like a couple of mess ups when he slips back to British on accident, but it's like, oh well, what can you do? It was still extremely entertaining nonetheless. His little play on it. I giggled uncontrollably when he first started speaking. Like I knew that he spoke like that from the trailers, but just he takes it so seriously. It's great. Hmm. Other standouts from the cast before I get into spoilers. Trying to think of other actors that I really liked in the movie. I liked Christopher Plummer in the movie. I thought he was pretty good. If I had to pick a certain, I thought that everyone did good, but if I had to pick a weak link in the cast, it would probably be what's his name from Sorry to Bother You and Get Out, Lakeith Stanford, I think his name is. I felt like he kind of just played the whole thing straight faced, but like yeah. All right, so if I had to give it a score out of 10, because I think I've touched upon everything, I think I'd give the movie an 8.25 out of 10, so like same as Doctor Sleep and all those movies. It's extremely entertaining. I highly recommend it. I say absolutely go check it out. Now, for the people who have checked it out, I'm going to be going into spoiler territory. So if you have not seen Knives Out, I'd say stop the video here and go see it and then come back. Hello, people that have seen Knives Out. I'm going to go into the spoilers. So pretty early on, they get into like helping you figure out what happened, and they set up all these little things to have payoffs later. Like the knife is one of the obvious things where it's like, oh, some of these knives are real, some are fake, you know? So it's like, okay, obviously that's gonna play in later. And then like, oh, the dogs bark at the people who are good or bad, so that way you'll know like who is who. So it's like, all right, that's gonna come back later, and they have like all these little clues like that. Speaking of, they reference Clue directly, and then there are people in the cast that you like don't expect to pop up, like Catherine Langford or what's his name? Jaden Mitchell. What? How do you? I don't remember what his last name is. The kid from what's it? The It movies, or like you guys know which guy I'm talking about, right? The Jaden something, you know, Jaed, however you spell it. That guy. That guy is in it. Yeah. And then the person I did not catch but saw his name in the end credits was Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Where was he in the movie? Because I totally missed that. I don't know where he was. Anyway, so start getting into the spoilers of the movie. And when it revealed, like, what happened, I thought that, like, it would have been better, like, when it cut away from Christopher Plummer slicing his neck open. So, like, that was definite. That actually happened. But, like, I thought it would have been better if, like, what they're insinuating with them cutting away was that he sliced his neck with, like, one of the fake knives, as I mentioned earlier, and he didn't know it. And the reason why the lady, like, ran away, or the reason why we didn't see it, is because the lady ran away and shut the door because she didn't want to watch it. So I thought it would have been interesting if, like, a third guy came in who was the actual killer and finished the job with a real knife, hence the blood spill. So I thought that's where it was going, and I thought that could be a really interesting way to then continue the movie for like another hour and a half or however much was left. But it did not go that direction. But I thought that could have been cool. But the way that did go is perfectly fine, totally fine with that. I just thought that could have been cool. I did not predict the villain correctly. I thought it was either going to be the grandma or Catherine Langford. What else, spoiler wise? The villain was Chris and I thought he did good as the villain. Though I'm not sure if I'd buy that character being the villain, because he kind of feels like, yeah, he's a bit of a hole, but like he just wants to. He doesn't really feel like murder material, when you like see him earlier. I kind of got the impression that like he would be the fake out killer, and then someone else would be revealed as like the killer. Something like along those lines. That's the impression I got of him immediately. So then when it was revealed that it was actually him, it was just kind of like, oh, okay, all right, okay, we're going this way. That's fine, I guess. But all right. But yeah, it was interesting seeing him in that kind of role, because the only thing I had seen him similar to that was like Scott Pilgrim versus the World. But then even then, like he wasn't the villain. So this was an interesting and different take for it. And this was more rewatchable than most of the other murder mysteries, like Murder on the Orient Express. Cause like I feel like even though I know everything now, I feel like I could still go back to it and like rewatch it, and like I hadn't seen everything there is to see with it. So that's good. I feel like I'll definitely buy this one. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with it. I'll definitely watch it again, so that's cool. Yeah, definitely a lot of fun. All right, thanks for watching the video and have a good rest of your day. Bye.